The name Hagia Sophia literally means holy wisdom and is the epitome of the same. In Greek, it is called Hagia Sophia, Sancta Sophia in Latin, and Ayasofya in Turkish. The construction of the very first Hagia Sophia was commissioned by the Byzantine Emperor Constantius II in 360 AD. However, during the riots of 404, the structure along with its wooden roof was burned down. In 415 AD, 11 years later, Emperor Theodosius II rebuilt the church, this time in marble. However, on 13th January 532, the revolt of Nika began and the church was destroyed yet again. The revolt was caused due to several political, social, and economic factors. Firstly, Emperor Justinian's policies were largely unpopular in the Byzantium society, heavy taxation and corruption further escalating the contempt. However, one of the major reasons for significant political opposition was the influence of Justinian's wife, Empress Theodora. The shrewd empress practically ruled the empire with her tactics and ability to handle political affairs. Finally, the immediate cause for the revolt was a chariot race between the blues and greens in the hippodrome. The revolt had become so extreme that Emperor Justinian's advisors urged him to flee. However, the clever Theodora told him otherwise. She ordered all the revolutionists to assemble in the hippodrome where Justinian would supposedly make a compromise. However, General Belisarius was sent to slaughter them all instead. In order to erase the bloodbath of nearly 30,000 people from Justinian's name and remember him as a great emperor instead, Theodora suggested the construction of a majestic church, Hagia Sophia. The architects Isidore of Miletus and Anthemius of Tralles were tasked with its construction. Completed in 537 AD, Hagia Sophia became the world's largest church and remained so for nearly 1,000 years. Many kings of the Byzantine Empire were coronated here, not to mention some of the first Slavic people, Olga and Vladimir, getting baptized in the church. A marble door with intricate designs was built, separating the area for the elites from the other visitors. Moreover, a marble stand was made in the imperial gallery from where Empress Theodora could get a clear view of the nave, decorated with artifacts like 2 marble jars. Hagia Sophia stands directly opposite the Blue Mosque on a hill facing the Marmara Sea and Bosphorus River. It stands bang on the active North Anatolian fault line due to its location between the Eurasian and African plates. Thus, in December 558 AD, the main dome collapsed due to an earthquake. The original dome had structural flaws, not to mention its sheer size and undistributed weight. Moreover, the church itself was built in a haste, the builders fearing the threats of the emperor and empress. The collapse of the dome into the nave caused the destruction of countless precious furnishings. Therefore, Justinian ordered the reconstruction of the dome, assigning the task to Isidore the Younger, the nephew of Isidore of Miletus. This time, the dome, completed in 562 AD, had a higher curvature in order to distribute the weight more effectively. It was now more stable than the original, which was unconventional and truly complex for the time. Justinian wished to build the most glamorous church the world had ever seen. So much so, at its completion, he supposedly shouted, "Solomon, I have outdone thee." But why is the structure such an engineering marvel? Emperor Justinian I wished to have a majestic dome on his church to establish his power, just like classic Roman architecture. This also helped him create a symbolic connection between earth and the heavens, emphasizing the church's role as a sacred space. However, he also wished to retain the classic rectangular base that all churches had. The only issue was, how was a circular dome to be placed in a rectangular base without any obstructions in the nave? After a lot of deliberation, the architects finally came up with a solution. It was decided that 4 arches bordering the nave, along with 4 spandrels, would create a square base on which the dome could be rested with an even distribution of its weight. 2 semidomes prevent the arches from falling apart from the weight of the main dome. This way, not only does the dome get a stable base, but there is also no obstruction in the nave. However, some pillars are seen to have tilted due to the weight of the dome. The 4 spandrels are painted with 4 angels that are said to protect the church. The construction of the church involved sourcing marble from various parts of the empire, such as the green marble pillars from the Artemis Temple in Ephesus, a deep red marble from Aswan in Egypt, and white marble from the Marmara Island. The entire structure is built solely from mortar and brick, not a single drop of cement or metal. Yet, How the structure has withstood so many violent earthquakes remains a mystery. During the Fourth Crusade, the Crusaders attacked Constantinople instead of the Holy Land, desecrating Hagia Sophia, destroying a lot of its treasures, relics, and icons, including countless gold mosaics. It was then converted into a Roman Catholic church. Constantinople was now under Latin control. One of the commanders of the Latin army, Henricus Dandolo, was killed and later buried in Hagia Sophia. However, in 1261, the Byzantines recaptured Constantinople from Latin governance. Thereafter, Hagia Sophia was reconsecrated as an Eastern Orthodox cathedral. This desecration and reconsecration resulted in a long-lasting animosity between the two branches of Christianity. Just as the Roman Empire was falling weak due to the conflict, the Ottomans pierced through the impenetrable Byzantine wall, arriving from the Anatolian region. And in May 1453, the Ottomans conquered Constantinople, marking the fall of the mighty Byzantine Empire. Following the conquest, the young 21-year-old Sultan Mehmed II gained the title Mehmed the Conqueror, or Fatih Sultan Mehmed in Turkish. Soon after the conquest, Mehmed II commissioned the conversion of Hagia Sophia into a mosque, realizing its religious significance. Countless changes were made, including the plastering over of Christian symbols in accordance with Islamic prohibition of human depictions in religious spaces, but still preserving them beneath. The mihrab, minbar, and plaques inscribed with Islamic verses were new additions as well. Moreover, the main dome was painted over with verses from the Holy Quran. Exterior changes were made as well, like the addition of minarets, the madrasa, and other auxiliary buildings. In the 16th century, under the rule of Ottoman Sultan Selim II, the renowned architect Mimar Sinan was commissioned to strengthen Hagia Sophia. He thus added numerous large buttresses, among other reinforcements, enabling the structure to withstand earthquakes and ensuring its longevity as a mosque. Between 1847 and 1849, Gesper Fossati and Giuseppe Fossati, known as the Fossati brothers, were tasked with the restoration of Hagia Sophia by Sultan Abdulmejid I. Their work included structural repairs and reinforcements. During their project, the Fossati brothers uncovered many Christian mosaics that were plastered over soon after the Ottoman conquest. After scrupulously documenting all the mosaics in Hagia Sophia, they were plastered over again in compliance with Islamic tradition. Some of the uncovered mosaics that are still visible are the vestibule mosaic, the donation mosaic, the Komnenos mosaic, the Desis mosaic, a mosaic of Emperor Alexandros, and the mosaic of the one angel that has an uncovered face. In conclusion, Hagia Sophia is a time capsule, immersing her viewers in rich culture and history. It houses numerous traditions and conveys varied emotions. It is testament to the might and power of the Byzantines and Ottomans alike. Being the resilient structure that it is, Hagia Sophia has stood the test of time and continues to do so.